Hey guys, Ryan here with the week of August 12th programming. First day of our August testing that wasn't on a Saturday. First Monday we had 2 level ups already and a bunch of other people add levels to their records. Getting into this next week, I'm sure we're going to have a lot more level ups. If you need to record your stuff, go to levelmethod.com and then use the gym code 3XF to create your account and you can start playing along with us in those testing cycles. Commitment Club Dunk Day reward is on the schedule. You've seen some posts. Within a few days, we already had 40 people signed up to be part of a team on Dunk Day. You don't want to miss out on that. We'll let you sign up for about another week and a half until the Friday the 16th, I think, is what we'll do as our cutoff day and start dividing up teams then. So please get your name on that list. All right, update on Back to Basics Boot Camp. We have a wait list for it right now. We can still squeeze some people in because I'm sure between now and then, with all the time we've got, we'll have some issues come up. So let us hear from your friends and friends and family that want to be a part of that boot camp. We also have special on-ramp programs for people too as well. So get those referrals in so you can be a sweat angel. All right, on to programming. Monday, we're testing again, API test. This is like Fight Gone Bad style programming, a minute at each movement for 5 movements. That's 5 minutes of work, a minute of rest, and then you repeat that 2 more times for a total of 3 rounds. If you've done this workout before, this test before, you have some idea of how to strategize for it. If you haven't done it before, but you've done some level method testing, or you've been coming to CrossFit classes, and kind of know what color you work in, what you want to do is go to the map, take a look at the overall score, the API test score. It's just going to give you one number. It's going to be like 250 or 300 or something like that. That's the number of reps that you need to get in for that appropriate level there. So that will give you some strategy on how to pace this. If you have no strategy, it becomes a very daunting workout. If you've got some strategy, it becomes very manageable. You realize that like the hang power cleans, you cycle through those much faster than the box jumps, so that's where you want to start accumulating reps. Same with the push press as compared to the burpees. So start thinking about how do you get to that number that's on the map there to make this manageable and not just something that seems overwhelming for you, and you can pace yourself for those 3 rounds instead of getting burnt out on the first round. Coaches that day will help you work on some strategy as well. Because we're testing that day, we're definitely going to do a good cool down with our extra credit. Lots of mobilization there, especially for the shoulders and the upper body. Skills acceleration will be hang clean cycling or clean cycling because in this workout we want to have some efficiency of movement as we're popping that barbell to our chest. For our CBC class that day, and for the week, you'll notice sometimes some weeks we kind of overlap, so it doesn't matter whether you come to CBC or CrossFit, you're kind of going to get similar stimulus. Sometimes we give you choices, like last week, where if you don't want to do something in CrossFit, there's lots of different options in CBC. This one is kind of like that. The CBC movements this week are very unique to CBC, so you don't have to worry about a whole lot of overlap with this. Commitment workout to start the week out with there. Some old school movements with squat, deadlift, and press, and then get the core in there with the lemon squeezers. Lifting heavy, going fast that day. On Tuesday, another testing day, back-to-back testing this week. If you don't want to test, we've got options for you there. You can do your front squat test, or you can just work through this lifting sequence as well. And then the upper body pull test does not take very long, just a couple minutes of that. And then you're into your lactic tolerance test. Or if you don't want to do the lactic tolerance test, we've got our 5 rounds of time. Some similar movements with the front squat and burpees over the barbell. It will take a little bit longer than the lactic tolerance test, which should last less than 6 minutes. We're looking at a couple minutes longer for the 5 rounds of time. Everybody then will participate in the core finisher, working on L-sits and hanging knee raises. Cool down that day. You really want to take advantage of this. When you do those intense workouts, those short, intense workouts, cooling down is really important. So do that easy row, do that easy run, get some rolling out in after that workout then, so you're not going to be too sore the next day after that short, intense workout. Confidence workout that day is your other option, so this would be the opposite of a lactic tolerance test. This is something where you're going to pace yourself the entire time, lots of work that day instead of a short amount of work, and total body there between the squat, thrust, climb, and the step-ups and the rowing. Wednesday, this is kind of your break after a couple weeks or a couple days of testing, just cardio that day, 20-minute AMRAP. You're rowing for 8 minutes of the first 20 minutes of that AMRAP, and then you're cycling through kettlebell swings, double unders, and a run. So this is all about cardio. This is all about pacing. And then we're going to blast the arms with some light burnouts there with the tricep band of the tricep extensions and light curls. Double unders are good skill acceleration. It's been a few weeks since we've seen that in skill acceleration, so it's a great refresher. Or if you've never attempted double unders and not quite sure the mechanics of that, come check us out that day in that skills acceleration class. So, really excited about our hump day HIIT classes. These have been really fun. This is kind of our chance to really get outside the box. So we are doing a version of a classic named CrossFit workout, but we're doing it hump day HIIT style. So instead of pull-ups, we're doing ring rows, which a lot of us can really benefit from. Even if you have pull-ups, working on ring rows really helps you improve your range of motion on your pull-ups. And if you're working towards a muscle up, working through that range of motion is extremely important if you're ever going to get your first muscle up, no matter how many pull-ups you have. So you have a lot of ring rows to do. You have a lot of push-ups to do. You have a lot of sit-ups and squats to do. It's 5 rounds of this sequence here, and I've got several different levels of scaling options outlined for you. So if you don't have 20 push-ups every round, then you can start dialing down to 15 push-ups or push-ups from a box. If you're not quite sure you got 200 sit-ups in you, maybe we're dialing that back to 150 or 100 sit-ups. No matter what, as you go through this, you'll give yourself a 3-minute rest after each of these sequences and get back after it. So there will be some stagger starting depending on how people show up there and the number of rings we have. But after that, you guys will start working through this kind of on your own pace, giving you the rest that you need to hit each round and start really working on that muscle endurance. Thursday. So no more testing now in CrossFit. Go into a strict press. You got your lifting sequence there, and then you're still going overhead in the workout. This looks like a very challenging workout. It says 10-minute AMRAP at the top, but it's actually 2 10-minute AMRAPs. It's kind of buried there in the workout sequence. It's actually 20 minutes of work here that day. So you go through your single arm hang snatch, go to the other side for your hang snatch, go to back to the first arm for your push press, end on the second arm for the push press, and then you're doing weighted step-ups and wall balls. So it's really punishing both upper and lower body that day pretty equally. Notice you've got a little bit of rest inside the AMRAP itself. That should allow you to be pretty aggressive on those snatches once you come out of that rest. You should get through that sequence a couple times before the 10 minutes is up. Take a 2-minute rest, and then you're doing it again. So this is going to be both about cardio and muscle stamina and endurance. Extra credit that day, we're going to cool down those shoulders because you're going to be hitting them hard that day. Vitality workout. So it is Vitality Month. First one we're seeing of the week for this week. Battle ropes, glad to see those. Are fun to get out there. And then between the walking lunges and the burpees, you're hitting pretty full body sequence there, and then the dumbbell slasher, always a great way to work on rotational movement and core stability. Love seeing that thrown into those vitality workouts. Friday. So we've been hitting the clean and jerk pretty hard over the past couple of weeks. This sequence is a little bit different. It's a complex, which means you probably can't get as heavy as you normally do, but it allows you to cycle through those cleans. It's kind of an interesting sequence where most people are going to be doing some type of power clean, then a hang clean, then they're going to do jerks after that. So that will keep the weight down a little bit and allow you to kind of work on the fundamentals of those two movements. We will need to know how to do the jerks or at least the push press to make it through the workout that day. So we'll make sure we're covering both in our instruction phase there. Notice at the orange, you've got the opportunity to pull from the floor with your cleans there. So those aren't hang position. And then Lots of different pulling, scaling options there, going all the way, starting at bar muscle-ups, the chest-to-bar pull-ups, the pull-ups, the jumping chest-to-bar pull-ups, the jumping pull-ups, the pull-ups. So an option for everybody there. This will be pretty intense. You can't slack off on those runs if you're going to get this done in under 10 minutes, which is the goal. Then we got some lower body extra credit that day. And skills acceleration, hoping we can get into the split jerk for most people. It might be an introduction for a lot of you, but it's a fun movement that most people enjoy doing once they've learned how to do it. Commitment workout that day. Again, total body between the split Bulgarian split squat and the dumbbell clean and press. Kind of overloading the triceps between the press and the plank up downs that day as well. So getting rid of those bat wings. Lift class on Saturday should be a lot of fun. So we're doing an elevated deadlift. That means the bar is going to be a little farther off the ground, a little closer to you, which means you're going to go heavier than you've ever gone before for most of you. You're going over 100%, over your 1 rep max on that. So it gets you used to feeling that heavy weight. Step ups to keep on the lower body. We've got a tempo step up, so it's going to help you maintain tension throughout that range of movement. Going back to the glutes, the back side of the lower body, with some weighted glute bridges, and then crushing the arms with hammer curls that day. More testing. So the 9 o'clock class in Fishersville is always a testing day. So clean and jerks or cleans. Most of us are just doing cleans that day. The clean and jerks have to get pretty heavy for you to record a score for that. So most of us are just working on the cleans that day. So even if you did clean and jerk the day before, you can still come in and work on your clean and get a score that day. And we'll do the kettlebell test as well. Confidence workout for CVC that day. This is kind of interesting. It's a confidence workout, but you're doing dead bugs and banded bear crawls. Like the same movement, but one's facing one direction and one's facing the other direction. So I love how that kind of plays out right there. All right, let me know. I'm going to see you guys this week. Say hi when you see me. Talk to you later. Bye.